I'd like to share a parable with you. It's called the parable of the front yard. 20 years ago, when my wife and I bought our house, we were kind of overwhelmed with the yard because it had been neglected for so long. So we got a friend of ours to help us develop a plan to work and beautify the yard. Over the last 2 decades, we have waged a war with the weeds and the birds and the insects. And this summer, we have been rewarded with a beautiful floral, really explosion of color in our front yard. But it has been a struggle. It has always been a battle. In particular, the weeds are a challenge. And we find ourselves pulling weeds constantly. And a few years ago, our community gave us this huge composting bin that they pick up every 2 weeks. And we fill it every 2 weeks. And I take a small satisfaction when this big compost truck, like a garbage truck, comes up, reaches out with its mechanical arm, picks up that big can of weeds, and dumps it into the truck unceremoniously, and then slams the can back down. I really enjoy seeing those weeds head off into the distance. And recently, as a woman was walking her young grandson down the street, she made a comment about our yard, and I thanked her for saying that. And she said something else that I had to ask for clarification. I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, your yard is so welcoming and so inviting." And I was very, very taken by that, because that's what we've been seeking to do. We want our yard to be a place that people want to come to. It isn't about being nice compared to the neighbors or having the best flowers or anything like that. For us, it's about welcoming people in. And this particular lady got that. She understood the deeper meaning behind all of our hard work. That's how parables work. They always have a deeper meaning. And in this weekend's gospel, we hear 3 parables: the wheat and the weeds, the mustard seed, and the yeast. And those 3 parables help us to see the deeper meaning of the challenge of the weeds as the evil growth amongst us. And the mustard seed is the smallest of all seeds that the kingdom can become when it has a chance to grow and flourish. And the yeast that leavens the bread. All of these parables focus on the kingdom of God, the deeper meaning. And the people that get that understand Jesus' spiritual meaning behind this. The words of the parables are given to everybody, but only those that have been gifted with an understanding of who God really is truly begin to understand the parables. Just like the woman walking down the street, recognizing the deeper meaning and the welcoming nature of our yard, parables all call us to invite others into God's kingdom, to understand the deeper meaning. And by doing so, we'll all, as this passage this weekend says, we will all shine like the sun in our Father's kingdom.